Hi guys, you're welcome to my video. I want to first of all appreciate everyone who has been watching my video, specifically on TikTok, on YouTube, like the way my video is attracting views. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much for engaging in my video. There are this particular set of people that always like my video. I love you all. I appreciate you guys. I will encourage us to continue to like our videos, um, um and share. And if you're watching me from my YouTube, my restored podcast from Coach Lucci, try to engage by subscribing, because when you subscribe, you help our video to meet a larger range of people. So I want to appreciate those that have already subscribed. Thank you so much. We started from no subscribers. Now we are more than 60. I think 60. We are going to 70 subscribers. I know we are growing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you have not subscribed, please, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much. So I want to quickly encourage the married couple, the married people, the couples, and I want to emphasize on what TD Jakes wrote on his book. The book is Before You Do. I recommend that book for everybody. Before You Do, go and get that book and read. That book is a load of information, especially for the singles. Before You Do. I think I've already packed it on my shelf. So this book, I want to speak on the circle of concern and the circle of influence. The circle of concern in marriage is, these are where you have your problems. These are the problems, the trials, the tribulations, the pain, the storms in marriages. These are the problems, the childlessness, the lack of money, the lack of sexuality. These are the problems, the burdens, the load we have in our marriage, because every marriage have what is pursuing them. This is what we call the circle of concern. And then inside the circle of concern, there is another circle there that we call the circle of influence. Now, the circle of influence is how we tackle the circle of concern. The circle of influence, this is where we have there's what we call, TDJs call it the four gifts. Inside that circle of influence, we have our awareness. This is the fact that you know that something is wrong. This is the fact that you know and you're aware of how to navigate through that problem you have in the circle of concern. So inside the circle of influence, we have number one, your awareness of the problem. Number two, you have your imagination. When you have your awareness, you begin to imagine your problems, because you're going to start from your mind. The solution is going to start from your mind. So you will imagine your solution. This imagination will birth your solution. You start imagining your solution. You start, building that positive mindset. From awareness, you start building, you start imagining. From imagination, you start building that positive mindset. How you're going to tackle those problems, how you are, because some problems will not go. How you're going to live within the circle of concern, which are the problems, and not be overwhelmed by the circle of concern. Because when you concentrate on the circle of concerns, which are everything that you're going through, the circle will begin to be you continue to be big. But when you concentrate on the circle of influence, which are your awareness, your imaginations, and the other two I'm still going to speak about, the circle of concern, which are your problems, will begin to grow thin, and the circle of influence will begin to grow big. That is where although you are in the problem, but the problem is not consuming you. Although you know that you are childless, you know that you don't have money, you don't allow it to rule your day. You don't allow those problems to dictate your life. You don't allow the opinion of people about you to rule or validate your life. The circle of concern begin to become thin, and the circle of influence begins to become big, because that is your area of concentration. Number 3 out of the 4, we speak of the awareness, because of the imagination. The number 3rd one is your dependency, your dependent will. This is when you own up. Yes, you already know your problems. Yes, you're already aware of it. You already know the solution. This is where you pick it up. This is where you say, yes, it's time to fight. It's time to leave it out. You start to leave it out. You don't allow that problems to consume you. And then the 4th one is your conscience. I think the conscience comes before the dependent will. The conscience. This conscience is, yes, I know I don't have a child. I know I don't have money. I am aware of this problem, and I already know how to tackle it. This is this is how, like, for example, when your husband comes home and then start pouring negative things on you, number 1, you become aware of it. You become aware of whatever that is happening. Second, you decide not to react. You decide to act instead of reacting. That is your conscience. Your conscience plays the roles of you taking that decision of not reacting but acting. Then we have the dependent will. Yes, the conscience comes before the dependent will. This is where you have your growth. This is where you have, you have your skills, you have your systems, you have your boundaries to tackle that circle of concern, to live with the problem, because there are some problems we cannot find their solutions. You cannot have their solutions. You just have to find your way around it. So don't allow the problems in your marriage to consume you. The reason that problem is consuming you is because your focus is on the circle of concern. When you focus on the circle of concern, the circle will become big. And when that it becomes big, because that is where your focus is. I have a problem in my marriage. There are things I just leave up to God. There are people that I outgrown. See, you can actually outgrow most of your problems. It all depends here. The awareness, the imaginations, your conscience, and the dependent will. Focus on your circle of influence. Focus on your circle of influence. This is where you find these 4 gifts. Remove your focus from the circle of concern, because the circle of concern will continue to tell you that you are bad. Your circle of concern will continue to drag you back to your past. It will not bring healing. You will keep remaining traumatized. But when you start focusing on the circle of influence, you become aware of your problem. You will start having ownership of whatever that is, happening to you. Stop allowing your problems to consume you. The willpower is in your hand. So take that decision today that I am going to take ownership and create systems to come out of whatever problem I found myself into. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Stay tuned for my next video. I still remain your girl, Luchi Juliet. Thank you so much once again. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to share my video if you